welcome to episode 22 of the Crafty Princess Diaries podcast. My name is Tammy Powley, aka the Crafty Princess, and I am your host. If you are new, welcome. If you are coming back for another look-see, welcome to you too. And today's episode is entitled Much Crafting to Be Done. And that's because I am starting to get to the end of my holiday break during the summer. I'm a school teacher, and so the early part of the summer I am off, and then the late part of the summer I go back and I teach. I have 2 classes. I'm kind of, of course, typical geeky person that I am. I look forward to going to classes and going to school, but I have to admit I've really enjoyed. I've really been having a good time on my break. I've been doing lots and lots of crafting. And I will be showing some of that to you today. That's why I decided it was a good time to do a podcast. I haven't done one in about 3 weeks. Though I have posted quite a few videos. So, in fact, let me tell you what those videos are right now. I made a list of them. All right, just the other day I posted a very, very short video. I had some snippets from my iPhone when I was on my Disney cruise, and they are not craft related, but some pretty scenery of the Caribbean. If you would like to see those are on my channel under the Disney Cruise playlist section. As far as crafting goes, let's see, there's 2 that I've posted. Oh no, 3. Yeah, there's 3. Okay, first of all, there's making stitch markers. That's one of my more recent ones. I show you how to make stitch markers. In fact, that's one of the things I've been doing lately myself, is making stitch markers. These are for knitting, and they have beads dangling from them, okay? Because I kept losing the ones that were just regular circles. So yeah, and just to let you know, I sent some of these off to Sock Bunny Knit and Fit. She has a podcast. It's hosted on YouTube as well. She's very popular. She's been podcasting for years, and I've been watching her for years, and she's also a Floridian like myself. She's on the west coast of Florida. She's having a sock extravaganza this summer, and she had a shout out for prizes, so I made her 2 sets of stitch markers, and before I sent them off, I thought, heck, I'll show you guys how to make these, because they really kind of combines my joy making skills with my love of knitting. So definitely check that video out if you want to learn how to make them. There you go. And then let's see, another video, I have a review of Cascade Soak Yarn, S-O-U-K. And then finally, I opened up a little shop over at Big Cartel called Princess Knits, and I have a very short, less than 10-minute video where I show the items that I put in the shop, and I also talk a little bit about the experience of setting up a free shop at Big Cartel. So all those, again, are on my YouTube channel, so you can go over there and check them out. All right, and before I get into what I'm working on right now, I want to remind everyone that, as usual, on my Ravelry group, you do have to be a member, but you can go over there and just join for free. We are having another finished objects giveaway. The prize this time is this very cool book, Knitting Beaded Purses, a complete guide to creating your own. Okay, this is published by Schiefer Books. Nancy Savin Vanderpew is the author. I will be giving this to a lucky winner. If you go over to the Ravelry group and join, and you'll see a June FO's thread that's up at the top, and you can go ahead and read all the details. But basically, it's open to all types of crafting, yarn related or not. You just post pictures of your finished objects in there, and you will get a chance to win this very cool book. All right. And speaking of people joining, I wanted to thank some new subscribers to my YouTube channel. Excuse me, my voice is kind of not great right now because I think I'm getting ready to have a massive allergy attack. Yay! So yes, new subscribers to YouTube. Mrs. Green, Metal Granny, Adrienne Suran, Hank's Mom, Marty Smile, Sumac 05301, and Willow Tree Bead Creations. Thank you guys for joining. And I appreciate your subscriptions, because when you subscribe, as you know, you'll get an email whenever I publish a new video on my YouTube channel. All right, so what am I doing here? Finished objects. Okay, I already showed you the stitch markers. I made a few of those for myself. I will put a picture of the finished stitch markers that I sent to Kimberly, aka Sock Bunny, at the end of this video, if I remember. If I don't, like I said, go over because I have pictures of what I said and I show you how to make them. That's one of my finished objects, which I'm not going to show you. I sent them to her, so other than here's one, that's all I got to show you. The other finished object is a Afghan. It's a baby Afghan, but actually it's 42 inches, so really it doesn't have to be for a baby, but I did use baby yarn to make it. I actually showed this in the video I mentioned where I talk about my big cartel store. I show this more specifically. It's 42 inches from tip to tip, which so I can't really show you. Let's see, maybe do like this. There you go. It's a ripple Afghan, star Afghan. And it is, I used Bernat Softy Baby Yarn in the Springtime colorway. This is a free pattern available through Ravelry. And of course I don't have that with me, but I will try to remember to post the name of it in the in a caption here so you know. It's if you ripple Afghan, double crochet, few chains, it's not rocket science. But it turned out nice, and it's very, very soft, 100% acrylic. So, all right. So the other thing I made is Hugo the Hippo. This is a free pattern. It is created by Stacy Truck, of course, of Fresh Stitches, but the pattern is available through crochetme.com in an ebook that they have. And I did make a few modifications. This is using Lion Brand's ice cream yarn in the banana split colorway. I used a size G hook since the yarn is thinner than what is called for in the pattern. I also changed the mouth. In her pattern she has the mouth open with teeth in it, but I have his little mouth closed. I also added a little tail in the back. Okay, so otherwise though, generally speaking, I followed the pattern for the most part. And you can see he turned out super, super cute. So I might put this guy up in my Etsy shop. Yeah, I think I might start putting a few things in there, just see what happens. But he was super fun to make. I'll probably make a few more using the ice cream yarn because I do like how the ice cream yarn, see how it stripes up really nicely? And look for a video. I'm going to do a review on the ice cream yarn more specifically very soon. I'll have that posted, so or at some point in time. Again, if you subscribe, you'll get notifications, so I can tell you a little bit more about my experience using this yarn, which is a fairly new yarn. It just came out, I believe, last month. So there you go. All right, and then works in progress. I have quite a few. In fact, I kind of went crazy there one day. I think it was last Friday. I was like, oh, I want to make this, and I'm like, my summer vacation's almost over. Oh my God, I gotta make stuff. So, and I usually not like that. I usually just have like maybe, you know, 2 to 3 projects. I had Hugo, and then these 3 things, which are going to take me a while. And of course, I'm still doing mitered squares. And when I have something to show you, I have a lot of just parts and pieces of that now, so it's not really worth showing anybody. This is kind of a semi-almost finished whip. I haven't decided if I'm going to finish it at this point or not, honestly. I'm using a pattern called Crochet Shawl. I can show you this part. I photocopied it from the book so I could put it just in here. Not that it's really easy. It's not a really difficult pattern, but this is Crochet Shawl with chain stitch loops, and it is from the book called Totally Simple Crochet. And you can see here, I'll pull it out. It's just like a netted crochet stitch. Triangular shape. I used just about an entire skein. I actually used part of the skein as a trim on a scarf, but I had most of it left over. This is Cascade's Baby Alpaca, so it's like super soft, and it's coming out. I don't know if the colorway is coming out that great on here. It's a very dark purple, very, very dark purple. And I'm not sure about who's getting this. I have a friend now who's going to definitely be getting her gallbladder out soon, and she might have some other issues that require her to be hospitalized for a time or two. And I thought it might be kind of a comforting thing. So that's why I'm kind of like, all right, should I get another skein and keep going and make this bigger? Okay. You can see it's pretty big. And I haven't blocked this or anything, so this thing I could block it and it would be quite large because, of course, alpaca grows. Or, you know, it is Florida. She's going to look at me like I'm nuts. Like, it's you know, June in Florida. Here's a nice cozy alpaca shawl for you. The other things I'm working on are a bit more complicated, at least for me. Well, this one, it shouldn't be complicated, but I keep screwing it up, and I don't know why, because it's really just the fact that with crochet, I have done it for so many years that it's kind of a no-brainer for me unless I really have a complicated pattern. Something like the star afghan or the shawl I just showed you, or this guy. I really don't have to pay a whole lot of attention, and so, you know, knitting, I have to pay attention. I can't look away. I can't set it down in the middle of a row. I can't like be half in the dark watching a movie doing it. I just can't do that. And I keep thinking I can do that because I'll pick something like this pattern, which is a free pattern that I picked up through Ravelry. I'll spell that D-A-S space T-U-C-H-L-E, Das Tusch. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly because obviously that's another language than English. And all this is really garter stitch, and you increase on one end and increase on the other, and it's a triangular. So it is shawl. A triangular shawl. I am using Cascade's Heritage Silk yarn because honestly it was already caked up, and I'm a lazy girl. So this yarn, which I did a review on, I already told you about that. And let's all twist it up here. And I'm using, it's fingering weight, and it's on my new rainbow needles that I got. In fact, these are part of my acquisitions, but I'll mention that later. So this is one thing I'm working on, and I've had to frog this I don't even know how many times. It's embarrassing. I do love how the yarn's coming out. It's really pretty greens. This is called, did I tell what Water Lilies. So Water Lilies, that pattern is by the Knit Cat is the designer. These are 5mm US size 8 rainbow needles from Knit Picks. You know me, I'm a Knit Pick fan. Knit Pick should just pay me to do videos for them, really. Don't you think? Okay, so, oh yeah, let me put that pattern back in my little bag. Oh, banging my video here. If you notice, a lot of these bags, these are all from 31, and I don't think they even sell these anymore. And while I do love handmade project bags, these go through a lot. They have like a vinyl lining inside, and they're pretty tough. And I'm not going to close the zipper, but I have to have zippered bags usually because I have a cat who thinks she has to be in every bag there is, and that's the only way to deter her. All right, so the other project, and I've mentioned this a few times, I kept saying, oh, I'm going to make this, and well, now I'm finally making it, Scarftopia. Again, this is a free pattern. It is from Hill Country Weavers. I'm getting to it there. I'm making some progress. This is also Cascade's Silk Paints. By the way, Silk Paints is a mix of like 15% mulberry, I want to say, silk, and the rest is superwash merino. It's kind of striping and pooling at the same time with this pattern, which I find interesting. There you go. Yeah, so this is, you can see there's open, I liked it because it has these open stitch areas. So this is something that when it gets cool here in Florida, this will be very wearable. I don't know how long I'm going to make it. I believe it has you make it's really long, like I want to say 7 feet or something. It's it tells you it's going to be 82 inches long. This will not be 82 inches long, 7.5 inches They suggest wide. For this pattern that you use Madeline Tosh Merino Light and size 6, or that's US 6 or 4mm needles. I'm not doing that, of course, because you know how I can't do that. I'm close though. I am using the 6mm needles. These are Sunstruck needles from Knit Picks. And then, of course, the Cascade, this colorway is called Iris Mix, and there you go. Again, it was already caked up and ready to go. I do not have a ball winder. I am not ready to purchase one. They are quite pricey. I would rather buy yarn and needles and crochet hooks and that kind of thing. I have to do it all by hand if I don't get it done at the yarn store when I buy stuff. If I buy yarn, for example, if I buy yarn from a independent dyer, which I do on occasion, I have to hand wind it. So that tends to make me not, jump the gun. But that's like I said, but Friday I was all like, everything, I want to start everything. So anything that was wound, I was eyeballing. So I was actually working, last Friday I was working on the crochet shawl, both of these, and then this guy and my mitered squares. That weekend I was just like, I gotta make it all. I have a few weeks left of my trip, of my holiday, and then that's it. I will be grading papers. So that's that's that. So now I have some acquisitions. Some of them I kind of already mentioned already. I really like, oh, hold on a second because I have something that popped up on my screen. All right, so as you know, if you've watched any of my previous podcasts and if you've seen my review of the Knit Picks nickel-plated interchangeable needles, I really like them. In fact, I really, really like them. There were some issues I talked about in the full video review, but I can't use them for everything. Sometimes, especially when I have certain types of yarn that have some silk content. I was able to use them when I made my little knitted bag with the souk yarn, which has quite a bit of silk in it. But I guess because the yarn was thicker, I didn't have a problem. The Knit Picks nickel plated worked fine for me. But with this, I just needed more stick, and the needles were just too slippery. Well, I do have some old clover needles. I tried those, but those are just so not pointy. Like, let's put it that way. Not pointy. I need points. I like a point. I had one pair of Caspian needles that I got in a sample kit from Knit Picks, and I really, really like them, but gee, they're green. So they don't work great with something like this. Green needles and green yarn, you will go blind. So I just couldn't, I really did try to use these and it was just like, I just can't do that. So I got on the new knitters board over on Ravelry and asked if anybody could compare the three, because there's the three types of wooden needles that Knit Picks has, and they were on sale. So I went on there and I asked if anybody could do a comparison for me of the Caspian, of the Sunstruck, and of the rainbow needles, which would be best. I was concerned that the rainbow needles would be like the Caspians because see how colored they are. So would I have trouble seeing the yarn? Like if I put the yarn on here, do you have trouble seeing that yarn on these needles? With the Caspian, trust me, you do. You could, at least I did. I could not see anything. So a bunch of people got on and said, I can't really help you. One person said she tried the rainbow and the Sunstruck, but not the Caspians. And she felt like the Sunstruck weren't as pointy as the rainbows, but she still kind of liked them. Somebody else told me, oh, get what was it? Get a totally different kind of needle that I wasn't even asking about. So I just went ahead and bought this one pair. So I bought this 8, I basically bought 3 knitting needles at their 10% off. I got the rainbow needle at size 8, and then I got 2 of the Sunstruck because I thought with these are definitely plain Jane colored, okay? So you will not be able to see, anything pretty much that you put on these. You shouldn't have a problem with the colors not showing up well. So I got 2 of these. I got one was a size 4 millimeter and then also a 3.5 millimeter. So that's a US 6 and a US 4 in these. And I already had the nickel plated with the cords and everything. So I just needed to get the kind that screw on to interchangeable. So I got basically 3 knitting needles and I'm trying them out and I'll let you know. I will now do a review of the 3 different types. Like I said, we'll put those up there. Knitpicks needs to just hire me. And then, so those are 3 different things that I ended up getting. Another thing I got, and this, of course, I did not purchase these. This is something I'm going to be doing a jewelry blog hop for Dazzle It with Carmi. And she sent me this little booklet with design ideas. And then she also sent, in this cool little bag, various sundry bead items. And I am going to create something and then take pictures of it for the bead hop, for the blog hop that she will then promote. All right, sorry for that. Luckily, I can edit this stuff out when I do goofy things like that. But I also caved in because, where was I at? I was on the Selfish Knitters group over on Ravelry, and somebody mentioned that there was an indie dyer who was having a buy, spend a certain amount, get a free skein of yarn, and so yeah, I caved. Her yarn is so gorgeous. This is Expressions Art. I'm going to tell you right now, you have to really be strong not to want to buy every single thing this woman has. Her colorways are gorgeous. I've now friended her on Facebook, so she sends these things with the color, you know, the new yarn skein. Wow, I want it all. So this is what I ended up buying. I got this beautiful, I don't even know if it's kind of coming out right. I always think it doesn't look right when I film, and then when I do the editing and upload, it looks fine. But right now I can see, like right here, this is a very much brighter pink. So this is, her colorway is called French Macaroon Shimmer, and this is fingering, and it is all silk. Yeah, baby. Let's see, it's 350 meters or 383 yards. The knitting needle size suggestion is 2 to 5. The crochet hook size C to F. And thank you for adding crochet hook size, girl. Love that. So yeah, this is Expressions Fiber Art. It's dangerous to go over there. Like I said, I don't know if this is really coming out right because this is just not doing it justice. So that's the one I purchased. And then I also purchased another skein called Kismet. Let's see. Kismet Resilient Superwash. Okay. And by the way, this is fingering weight, FYI. So yeah, this is Kismet Resilient Superwash Merino Sock, 400 yards, 366 meters. Again, US size 0 to 2 needles is suggested, or B to E crochet hook. I think that's, except for this is more purpley pink. In the picture, you know, from what I see on the camera, this looks super purple, but it's really more pink. Yeah, it's really soft too. I mean, obviously this is silk, so it's like, whoa, soft. And I'm going to have to be really careful using it. I can tell right now it's super, super soft. But yeah, even though this is all merino, there's no silk content in here. It is quite the squishiness. So these were the ones I purchased. And then the freebie I got was this beautiful skein. And I will say, a lot of people, we all got back on to the message board and Ravelry and was like, what was your free one? What was your free one? A lot of people got this one, so she must have had extras. This is called Row of Tulips, is the colorway. And I think it's coming out not too bad, actually. It's coming out fairly well, I think, in this. It's kind of floppy here. If I can trying to read this here. So this is 50-50 merino silk, so that's pretty nice. 400 meters or 375 yards, knitting needle size 0 to 2 or crochet hook, B to E, of course hand wash only. So yeah, so I got these 3 from Expressions Fiber Art, and of course now my laziness, I have to get them skeined up because I really want to make something with these. They do have a, she has a knit along, crochet along going on right now. But I'm not really into those too much. The pressure, I just kind of want to make what I want to make, and a lot of times I find that those knit alongs and crochet alongs are kind of too, I don't know, limiting for me about what I want to make and what other people want to make, and so I haven't really done too many of those. It just don't seem to be my thing. So yeah, that's kind of it. Obviously, I have got lots going on as far as crafting goes. I'm trying to enjoy the last couple weeks, actually less than a few weeks, but I'm pretending like it's a few weeks of my holiday break. And yeah, I want to make sure that you remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have quite a few videos in the works. I actually have an entire website I'm working on right now, believe it or not. I don't want to give out any details about that until it's more put together, but it is something that kind of I realized about last week. I was like, oh, you know what? I need to do this. Here's a whole nother project for me to do. But I'm excited about it, and it's something I will definitely share with you guys when I have something more put together to show you. But I hope you guys all have a wonderful crafting day and enjoy yourselves until I see you again. Thanks for stopping by.